What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a look at the entirety of Starter Deck 9. You see, it's been a little bit of a while. We've looked at a bunch of cards from the deck. We now have the full, complete set list for Ultimate Ancient Dragon. That is the Imperialdramon Starter Deck 9. I, for one, am absolutely delighted. So, let's look at the whole list. Obviously, some of these cards we've looked at before, some we haven't, but we are going to be going through the entire list, so we are going to have to go at a moderately decent pace. Shout out to the lovely folks at DigimonCard.dev and the lovely folks over at Ensan Gaming, and also need to give a shout out here to DigimonCardGame.fandom.com, who have reminded me about the deck list, specifically how many you actually get, so I can tell you as we go through here which of these cards are only coming as a 2 of, because that is of course very important when we're looking at these starter decks. So starting off then, we've got Minimon. This is your Digitama. This is obviously, you get a place out of this one. On your turn, while you have a blue Digimon in play, this Digimon gains 1,000 power, trying to push you into playing a dual deck. Obviously, if you Digimob this up into a blue, this will actually work, which is lovely. It's extra power, it's only 1,000 power, but it's very easy to pull off if you're playing a blue-green deck, and that is absolutely what they're going for here. Now, Xvmon is straight away one that only comes as a 2 of. If you want to play set of this, you need to buy 2 starter decks. Now, interesting to note, like all the cards we see here, it can Digivolve from blue or green. It means you can play a dual color deck and switch between the colors as you like, and that is wonderful. When you play it, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and you add a free type card among them to your hand, placing the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. Well, we've seen a million different things like this. Look at the top X cards of your deck, add one of these kind of Digimon to your hand, but you know what? They see a bunch of play. They are totally relevant, so I have no issue with this at all. It's a good card that's going to help your consistency, and it's going to see some play. Simple as that. We've then got a placer of Betamon. Betamon is a generic vanilla card. It does have 4,000 power, which I suppose is nice, but the fact of the matter is, 4,000 power really isn't good enough. All those tricks that Rookie Rush haters use to beat Rookie Rush will work on a 4,000 power Digimon. The only really good thing about Betamon is that it can Digivolve from either blue or green. But that is about it, unfortunately. Other than that, it's a pretty bad card. Now, Xvmon comes in here, and it's got a skill whereby when this card would be played from your hand, if you have a green Digimon in play, reduce the play cost by 1. So all of a sudden, this is a level 4, which is only a free cost to play normally. That's pretty good. Then when you're attacking, if you have a green Digimon in play, you gain 1,000 power for the turn. Very much the same thing as Minimon here. And this is just adding extra power, trying to make you play a dual type deck, and you know what? Seems like it might work. Now, Imperialdramon is designated as a super rare here. Does mean it's going to have some kind of texture, which we've seen lately, which is awesome. And it also means you're only going to get 2 copies. If you want to play set, you need a second copy of the deck. And what we've got here is Digivolving the DNA Jogress, whatever you want to call it, whereby you take a blue and a green level 4, mash them together, pay 0, and you Digivolve into Imperialdramon. Do remember that this Jogress evolution allows you to attack again because it unsuspends. So if you've got 2 level 4s, if you can attack with them both and then evolve, you can actually get 3 attacks with 2 Digimon, which is awesome. Then when you're Digivolving, if this Digimon DNA Digivolved, you return one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 power or less to the bottom of their deck. And sure, it's only 6,000 power or less, it's not perfect, but it's also really, really nice just to try and get one of your opponent's Digimon off the field. That sounds good by me. Oh yeah, and also when you're attacking once per turn, you unsuspend it, bearing in mind, if you can attack with your level 4s, and they survive, then you Digivolve up and you unsuspend, but then you've attacked, so you unsuspend again. You could potentially take 2 Digimon here and get 4 attacks from them. which is really kind of nutty. The 8,000 power means attacking into the stack is going to be slightly awkward. Level 6s will get you, although most level 5s, to be fair, won't. But there has got to be some really nice potential here. Now, the star of the deck, or at least the cover star of the deck, is your Imperialdramon Dragon mode, and here, just like we saw on Imperialdramon, we've got a proper blue-green Digimon. When you're Digivolving, you may play a blue and a green level 4 or lower under this card as another Digimon without paying their cost. And obviously here, like, the combo is writing itself. You take the 2 level 4s, you Jogress evolve into Imperialdramon, at which point you're allowed to attack even if they were suspended. Then when you attack with Imperialdramon, you're allowed to have a second attack. Then you Digivolve up into Imperialdramon, and you take the blue and the green level 4 that you Jogress evolved into Imperialdramon, and you play them out normally. And then, of course, because you've got that blue and that green level 4 out, you can potentially Jogress evolve straight away into another Imperialdramon, and round we go. It's a honestly pretty ridiculous combo, but it's also incredibly fun. And yeah, this is one I have absolutely got my eye on. This is really, really cool. And it is worth pointing out, because we do have nice clear artwork here. Remember, if you pre-ordered the double pack from Amazon Japan, and not to boast, but totally did, you will get this alternate art of Imperialdramon as well. I don't know how many people prefer the new artwork. I think I do, but I'm also biased because I managed to actually order it. But as it stands at the moment, the only way to get this is through Amazon Japan, and it sold out a while ago, so might be a pretty nice exclusive card that not a lot of people end up with, at least the alternate art. Moving on then, outside of that, and I should mention it's obviously 2 of the Imperialdramon Dragon mode, because it is a super rare. We've then got a playset of Kokabuterimon, and I'm terribly sorry for my terrible pronunciation there. And what we've got with this dude here is a nice level 3. Essentially, we've gone through the blue, and now we're going through the green. And it's interesting to note that although the blue could all evolve from blue or green, for some reason, this dude here only Digivolves from green. It doesn't make a difference in this deck, because remember, in this deck, the Digitarma is green. But if you pop in a blue Digitarma, all of a sudden now we got a Digimon that can't Digivolve from it, which kind of defeats the point of the deck and makes me genuinely sad. I really wish this could Digivolve from blue as well. But on your opponent's turn, if you got a blue Digimon in play, this Digimon gains blocker. Cool. It's a 3 cost to play, 0 cost to Digivolve blocker, and it's only got 2,000 power, so whatever it blocks is going to beat it, but that's not the point. The point is, we don't often see, outside of like Black, who are trip and blockers, we don't often see many real low level, quick and easy to get out blockers, and this gives you a bit of an advantage. Now, the good news is the other level 3 we see here totally does evolve from blue or green. So we got ourselves a Wormmon here, and seriously, why does this Digivolve from blue or green and the other one doesn't? It's stressing me out. At the end of your turn, you can DNA Digivolve this Digimon and your other Digimon into a Digimon card in your hand by paying its DNA Digivolve cost. Now, this is the one where I really do think we need a little bit of clarification as to exactly how this works, but it very much seems to be that if you've got a Jogress evolving Digimon, you can get it a little bit faster and easier using this skill, which as far as I'm concerned is a very good thing indeed. Incidentally, all of these green Digimon come as playsets. The only other 2 of is a option card we'll get to in a moment. So after Wormmon then, we can take a little bit of a look at Stingmore here. Again, this also Digivolves from green or blue. While you have a blue Digimon in play, reduce the memory cost to play this by 1. So it's essentially a free cost to play normally, in the same way that Xvmon was as well. So you've got some cheap Digimon going on here, which is awesome. And when you are attacking, if you have a blue Digimon in play, draw a card. So you can see here that this deck is absolutely trying to poke you towards playing a dual type deck, which I have no problem with, because honestly, they're giving you a lot of advantages if you do, which is awesome. And this gives you a little bit of a draw engine here, which is clearly rather awesome. We then got ourselves a playset of Stingmore, and in terms of stats here, it's all fairly standard, or actually no, it's not. 6 cost to play normally is expensive for a level 4. But it's a security Digimon, so at the end of a security battle, you can play it for free, which is rather lovely. And when you play it, you may choose one of your opponent's Digimon and suspend it. So this is play, remember, not Digivolve, but it basically gives you a free flower cannon. And remember, if it comes out as a security card, you play it for free, but you still get this flower cannon effect at the same time, which does honestly seem kind of borderline a little bit too good, but I mean that with nothing but love. We then got ourselves the Dino Beam on here, and this one again, we got a dual type here, which is green and blue, and it can Digivolve from green or blue. And despite being a rare card, it is still a 4 of, which is rather lovely. And you've got this Jogress evolution again. It is a 0 cost to Digivolve if you take a green level 4 and a blue level 4 and mash them together, which is lovely. And then when you are Digivolving, you may suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. But if you DNA Digivolved, that Digimon does not unsuspend during its owner's next unsuspend phase. So it's not just the suspending, it's that you stop them unsuspending afterwards, which is clearly a wonderful, wonderful, brilliant thing. Yeah, this is pretty cool, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, and also, on your turn, this Digimon gains 1,000 power for each colour it has, i.e., if it's a dual colour Digimon, it gains 2,000 power. In the future, at the moment it's not possible to have more than 2 colours. But in the future, if it is possible to have more than 2 colours, this will actually gain a bigger boost, and I think that's just lovely. Now, we're also getting ourselves a playset of Dual Beam on here, which again only Digivolve some green. So we do have a few here in the green line, which will not Digivolve from either colour, it's green only. And honestly, that makes me sad. It kind of defeats the object of a dual colour deck. And there's nothing special about it. It's got 7,000 power, which is standard for a level 5. Oh, no, tell a lie, okay. It's slightly cheaper to play than normal. We would expect the level 5 to be like 737, and it's 627. So it is slightly cheaper to play, and I suppose that's nice. It's a little bit cheaper. But I think it is absolutely fair to say that this is not some kind of big powerhouse Digimon we're all getting super excited about. This is an honestly pretty meh Digimon. Sorry. The good news is we are getting Grangoo Wagamon, and Grangoo Wagamon is quite a bit more exciting. Yay! Now, what we got from Grangoo Wagamon here is, honestly, it's a 12-3-11, and 11-3-11 is normal, so it's actually one more to play than we'd expect. But the good news is you get security attack +1, just a static thing all the time. You always get security attack +1. And when Digivolving, you gain 4,000 power for the turn. Which means that one turn when you Digivolve, you are a 15,000 power Digimon with security attack +1. And obviously, unless you hit a big level 7, you ain't getting deleted by a security Digimon when you got 15,000 power, which is brilliant. However, it's a little bit generic for my liking, and can only Digivolve from green. So like I said, although the blue line goes all the way up as a dual colour, the green line, some of them do, but some of them actually don't, and that's genuinely sad. Now, the option card that only comes as a 2 of here is Megadeth, and what we've got is a 5 cost, and you suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, and then return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to its owner's hand. Now, bearing in mind, if your opponent's Digimon that you want to get rid of is already suspended, then you suspend one and get rid of the one that was already suspended. That's awesome. But even if it's not, you can suspend it and then immediately return it. It's a 5 cost Cocytus Breath. And Cocytus Breath's a really good card, that's really expensive, and this is a cheaper version of it, I cannot be the only one that thinks this is a really good card. Incidentally, genuinely a little bit sad it comes as a 2-of here, because I could see this being a card that gets played in blue decks, and that is honestly kind of sad. We then got ourselves a playset of Hell Masquerade. It's a 1-cost option card, and it gives one of your Digimon an extra 2,000 power for the turn. But if you've got a blue Digimon in play, one of your Digimon gains Piercing. And for 1 cost, if you're playing the dual colour, that is awesome. Piercing, remember, when you take out a Digimon in battle, you also get to perform a security check. That's clearly a brilliant, brilliant thing, so this is something to maybe get a little bit excited about. And then we've actually got Flower Cannon. We have got a reprint of Flower Cannon. Alternate art reprint, of course. These starter deck cards tend to be alternate art, and I love it. Flower Cannon, 2 costs, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. It's a cool card. It's one that has seen a bunch of play in green in the past, and now we're getting it as a playset alternate art in here, which I think is rather lovely. Overall, I like it. It weirds me out that 4 of those green Digimon can't Digivolve from blue, but the other 3 of them can. That's a little bit weird. But the fact of the matter is, we've got some good cards in here, and we've got some ones that are going to see play. And honestly, although the green line might be a little underwhelming here, the blue line just really does build up to a very nice combo indeed. But I want to know what you think about all of this, and which cards you like, and anything else you want to tell me. So go nuts in the comment section, would you? But be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.